This is the 31st day of May. Tomorrow begins a new hurricane season. I'm just watching the Bahamas news and it kind of ticked me off that you got Hiram Lewis, you have the Deputy Prime Minister, Tynecrest, Peter, you have Bullitt from local government, and you got Captain Russell, all aligned to the Bahamas and to the world. Captain Russell is absolutely useless. Why is the government still paying Captain Russell for NEMA? It's a coalition there, and a conflict of interest is the word I'm looking for, with NEMA and the Reconstruction Committee. One of them don't need to be there. NEMA is the one that's absolutely useless. Captain Russell haven't improved the quality of NEMA in all the years. This boy has such a beautiful job. All he have to do is go to the bank every month end. That's all it takes to do Captain Russell's job for the past 10 years, is go and collect. No brains, no way forward, haven't improved the quality of NEMA. You know all Captain Russell did after the most devastating hurricane in the world? Sent a bunch of trailers down there with NEMA sticker on it. God knows what he spent for that. But was NEMA created just for government people? Because government people are the only one that got these trailers. Captain Russell haven't sent 50 sheet of plywood for Abaco. A matter of fact, Captain Russell himself and the rest of this weightless F&M government has hold the material and the foods that was sent for Abaco in the NEMA base in Nassau. How do I know? This smart, intelligent idiot who is the minister, Hiram Lewis, said he is gathering after COVID-19 came in. Captain Russell said he did an assessment of all the stuff. They got stuff, we got stuff piled up, things galore. That's supposed to be the Abaco, but we ain't send it to Abaco. We're now gonna distribute it in Nassau to people that needed these food items because of COVID-19. He's a thief. I call the minister thief. If Hiram Lewis took the stuff that Americans sent for Abaco and Grand Bahama and he distributed it in Nassau, he's a thieving minister. He needs to get fired and go to jail. He's absolutely thief. Then we only seen him in Abaco one time since this reconstruction thing took over. I think twice I saw him there. Once in the Prime Minister's office and once to bury the dead that was in his charge for 9 months. So this is what they said tonight, Abaco, those of you who are paying attention. They said, Russell said this of NEMA, that they have identified hurricane shelters in Central Maine, my area, that's my turf. Hiram Lewis said they have identified and have hurricane shelters ready in Central. That includes Marshaba, Spring City, Dunderstown, Central Pines, and Murphytown. This is what they just told the Bahamas live. This is their readiness. They say they are aware it's gonna be a big hurricane season, active. But one thing they didn't tell the Bahamian people that I want to know, where is these shelters? They say they have these churches. They have people already doing their checks and doing classes to people to be ready to manage these churches, these shelters. But one thing, Hiram Lewis and Captain Russell, while they're lying, because the older people say, when you're gonna lie, lie straight. and maybe the Holy Ghost will straighten you out. What they haven't told Kai, and what Kai would like to know, name these churches and name these hurricane shelters that y'all have ready available to date. If hurricane was come tomorrow, Captain Russell, y'all on record, on national television, and you have to be accountable. You haven't been accountable in 9 months. You haven't tried to fix one hurricane shelter. But tonight, it angers me that y'all are lying, man. Y'all are ministers, and people will tell me, Kai, you got to respect these guys. How you can respect these guys when we went through a storm and they're on national TV tonight, that they already identify hurricane shelters in central Abaco and they're ready to go tonight? My question is, where are these shelters? Which church have y'all identified? What's the name? What's the location? You should tell people that. Don't just throw it out there like y'all doing something, because y'all are absolutely weightless. Y'all getting all this money? Kay Far Smith with her white hair getting $150,000 of our suffering? When last time she had a meeting? She is the big boss. She is the one that picked the funeral homes, and she didn't even show up for the funeral. She decided who would get what money from our suffering. Kay Far Smith didn't show up yet. Boy, I want to go back home bad. But they know I want to go back home, because I want to take pictures of all the churches in central Abaco to see if these guys are telling the truth. What shelters are available, Captain Russell and Hiram Lewis? He's a disaster since they pick him. Kay Far Smith been stepping all over his face that he lost his brains. You got to tell us if you made that comment, that international lie on television on the 31st, late night news, ZNS, that we are ready. Hiram Lewis, y'all ain't got no shame, eh? How we can be ready and we ain't got no water yet? We ain't got no electricity yet. We ain't got no wood yet. We ain't got no roof yet. The foundation is still there. How in Jesus Christ's almighty name, Hiram Lewis and Captain Russell, are we going to be ready? And who has done the assessment to give you this idea that we're ready? Whoever gave you the assessment, if you're ready, hurricane ready, they need to be fired with you. All you all need to pack up and go home, along with James and Darren. Absolutely weightless. It hurts me as an Abaconian, a Bahamian, a taxpayer, a survivor of Hurricane Dorian, to have a government official on state-run television, the same state-run television that couldn't come down and record the funeral. You guys are on state-run television tonight, lying to the Bahamian people and say that we are ready for hurricane, and say that y'all have already assessed the damages. Y'all already pick the churches that we are going to be in, and we are ready to go. That's unacceptable, man. Not even close to the truth. I mean, come close to the truth. I could talk about this all night, and you know, these guys are unbelievable, man. You got to come clean to Bahamian people. We're no kids. Who are you guys trying to impress? Y'all are party of truth. Y'all say y'all will be transparent. Where is the transparency? We have had no transparency since Hurricane Dorian. Nothing has been priority. You would think that hurricane season start tomorrow. Hiram Lewis will have a little narrow behind on the ground in Abaco. Captain Russell, I haven't seen him on the ground yet. You would think that Captain Russell would be on the ground in Abaco to make sure what he's saying is true. To have a hands-on and see and know what he's talking about on national TV. When last have Captain Russell do a walk-through, a drive-through, a see-through Abaco? Central, that's central. When last has Hiram Lewis done so? He come to the funeral and back to Grand Bahama. Where does he drive around to check to see if these hurricane shelters are so? And they're on national TV tonight, the 31st day of May, saying tomorrow is June 1st, the beginning of hurricane season, and it's going to be a most active season, and Abaco is ready. They got Abaco ready. That is an absolutely lie, garbage. And y'all are garbage ministers. And you ought not be in no place calling yourself honorable. There's no honor in liars and thieves. There is absolutely none. Y'all is liars and thieves and defrauding the truth. And you have to come clean to the Bahamian people and Abaco. There is nothing ready in Abaco for hurricane shelter. One church, the Friendship Tabernacle, and you think the pastor going to put 5,000 people in his church? What has the government made ready? Which government building to date have they fixed 9 months? The government buildings have not been reconstructed, have been strengthened. Neither government building that was destroyed by hurricane has been ready to date. Even the Prime Minister's office, last time I checked, when they locked me at Abaco, you still had to go through the back door through the Prime Minister's office. And these brutes and buggers on the national TV tonight and say Abaco is ready. Absolutely liars. Absolutely untruthful. How could you trust such persons? Kai Case trying to tell Abaco that in Nassau and Freeport, Hiram Lewis and Captain Stephen Russell say y'all hold on to one tree. Hurricane coming and he got y'all. You got the government you vote for. Y'all F&M? Or if y'all get a shame, you should be absolutely ashamed about this weightless government. They have left 2 constituencies that is won by thousands of votes. They have never looked back to say thank you for supporting this absolutely garbage government called the F&M. But they say y'all F&Ms and Abaco is ready. Stay tuned. Hurricane is coming, and Hiram Lewis and Captain Stephen Russell just said that Abaco Central is ready for the storm. Kai Case, hold on, storm coming.